on again.
I'm here with Brenda Kaye. Brenda, you've got roots from the Alabama area, you said.
Yes.
Describe that.
A young girl. I mean, young, like maybe 3 years old. Her dad lived in Scottsboro, Alabama. That's where he met Matt Wiseman, when Matt Wiseman started out. And there's a picture on my Facebook page of him and my dad's band. They were called the Power Brothers. And I'm sure if I did my homework, I could probably find some Powers family here somewhere if I had time to really, search and look. But yeah, I've been back to Scottsboro since then. Here I'm in Vernon, Alabama, doing a benefit show.
That's right. Do you remember anything about Scottsboro?
I remember the shows my dad would put on. He had Kitty Wells, Johnny and Jack Anglin, Lonzo and Oscar, quite a lineup.
Wow.
And of course his band, and I remember Kitty Wells. I remember sitting out front, just like this auditorium here actually looks just like the auditorium that I met them, and that was my first introduction to country music. I was probably 3 or 4 years old, and my dad was a singer and a promoter and a DJ.
You know what I think of when I think of Scottsboro? Lakes.
Really?
There are a ton of lakes in
Really?
Scottsboro.
Well, what was he doing there then? I asked myself. But yeah, I remember Mama talking about it a lot.
Now you live in Florida now, right?
Yes, I'm in a little town called Inverness. What's the population there, Christus? Is it 100,000?
90?
I would guess about that.
We don't even know. But Elvis Presley got his marriage license at our courthouse. That's my claim to fame. So yeah, I didn't realize that I need to come back and visit Scottsboro. I might be finding some roots if I go in there and really look. If I go in there and really look, I think I could pull up some Power families and probably a lot of
Now,
history.
you was telling me, I mentioned to you about the Orange Blossom Opry
Yes.
down there. Do you remember what town that's in?
It's in Weirdsdale.
That's what it is.
Because Jerry Reed got up there one night and said, "Where in the world are we at? Weirdsdale?" He called it Weirdsdale, and he was funny anyway. But the gentleman that was the founder of the Opry in Little Nashville, Indiana, he came down from Indiana and wanted to move to Florida, so he decided, I want another opera house. So he sold that one in Indiana and built this one and so he is the founder of that opera house. He doesn't get the credit he deserves for it, but he's the one who built it, and he would be tickled to know that it's still going and carrying on traditional country music.
Now we're gonna get on to your career now. You said something about the Hall of Fame a while ago.
Okay, I was proudly, I must say, humbly and proudly inducted into the North American Country Music Hall of Fame in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee this past March. Yeah, and there's one in Iowa that's coming up in August, and I'm going to be inducted into that one. So, Dynasty Agency and my agent Jeff Funk have been good to me. In 1 year, all this is done.
You've sung on the Grand Ole Opry.
I know. What an honor.
And the Porter Wagoner show.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I've been with Porter's shows and Grand Ole Opry. It was my first time there was with Billy Walker. We had a song in the charts. It didn't get real high, but it was in the top 100. And back then it was hard to get in the top 100 Billboard charts. So we had Ringo, Georgia together. And my producer, Ray Pennington, said, "Why don't you take Brenda on the Grand Ole Opry, Brenda Kaye Perry on the Grand Ole Opry, and introduce her to everybody." So that was my first Grand Ole Opry performance.
so you've rubbed shoulders with some of the best of them, right?
Oh, yeah. I can't really name any that I don't really highly respect because it's such a difficult business. and they still can maintain. And one that I really loved him to pieces was little Jimmy Dickens.
Little Jimmy Dickens.
He was one of the big giants in the business to me. He was just amazing.
Now, if anybody wants to see you while you were singing on Porter Wagoner, it's on YouTube, ain't it?
Well, it is.
And several of your.
Yes, it is. It was strange, George, because it was 1978 to 79 when they were filmed, and it was 30 years later when they came back to do to put them on RFD.
Uh-huh.
They went from this thick tape recording to remember the big thick tapes when they made TV, because you're in TV, and now it's digital. So I had to wait all that many years to see it when it went digital. It was like 30 years later, everybody's saying, you're on Porter Wagoner, Porter Wagoner. And that's what technology is. That's where technology's at now. It's amazing. It's amazing. I probably wouldn't be here if it weren't for technology. You know, I wouldn't be in Vernon, Alabama.
So you're still doing shows like this one, and you've got your own band, right?
I do at home. I have a brother that plays steel guitar. He's one of the best. And a sister plays bass, JoJo, Billy. And I actually have a sister plays fiddle in Georgia, but she got out of the business a long time ago. She got her right mind and got out of country music. So we get together every now and then, and we do choice things. We kind of pick.
All right, tell me about your bookings, Brenda.
Yeah, well, I'm lucky enough, George, to have a new agency now, Dynasty Agency, and they're located out of Canada, Inverness, Florida, and Beverly Hills, California. And they're the ones that have been doing this miraculous job of putting me back out front again with records. And so, if anyone wants to do any bookings, you can go on my website and you can see Brenda Kaye, and it'll have Dynasty Agency, and you go on there and it'll say bookings, and you fill that out or just call that telephone number, and it will be in your hometown. We'd love to see y'all. We'd love to meet you, love to see you. And I know that Texas is on our list, so we thank you. Thank you so much.
Lone Star State.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, Brenda Kaye.
You're so welcome. Thank you, George.
I can't wait to hear you get on that stage and sing on.
I know, but I can't wait to get out there.
Thank you.
Thank you.